government. I'm saying there's evil people team up together to take over governments, and they always use tribalism and religion to manipulate their own subgroup who will fight and die for them, whether it's Arabs or Jews or Israelis or anybody. When in the end, the greatest abuses are meted out. I mean, Hitler at the end of the war said, I hate the German people and they deserve to die and they're not good and I'm glad they're dying. And go ahead and, when he's in the bunker, flood the underground subway system, flood the underground tunnels that everybody's in, kill them all, they deserve to die. I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is sophisticated. This is nuanced. It is an indictment of the Zionist regime in Israel to come out and show how they kill their own people. And to come out and show how they worked with Hitler and wouldn't let Jews flee other parts of the world, or how on record how the Zionists would bomb Jews in Spain and in Iraq and in Iran and drive them out of places they've been for thousands of years to make them come to Israel. Why is that? Why do they want them all there? It's so they can be killed. It's so they can be played off as genocidal pawns against their neighbors. And that's what Albert Pike wrote about in 1879. The 3 world wars they would engineer, everything they would do. And it's happening. And so, see, if we as a people, Muslims, Christians, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, whatever, liberals, conservatives, old, young, black, white, doesn't matter, say we don't want foreign banks seizing our roads and jacking up the prices and raping us when they engineered the financial crisis to begin with. They engineer it, they get the bailouts, and we got to pay interest on the money we give them. Somebody goes, oh, you just like the Jews. I'm like, what does that have to do with the issue of no to the North American superhighways, no to foreigners seizing up all our infrastructure and national parks, no to the animal ID, the premises ID, no to all this regulation and control and CPS grabbing over 1 million children a year and the phony drug war? Ah, shut up, your government disinfo. No, government disinfo gets us to all fight with each other and argue over this or that or this, instead of let's say no to world government. Let's say no to centralization. Let's say no to everything the global engineers are for. They're for collectivism. They're for open borders. They're for surveillance. They're for regulation. They're for centralization. They're for regionalization. They're for the FEMA 10 regions. They're for the CPS. They're for getting everybody institutionalized. They're for drugging the population with Ritalin and Prozac. Now over 100 million prescriptions a year for Prozac alone in the U.S. They are for drugging us, to control us. They want to break up our families. They state in their own policy reports we've shown you and covered here. That's the issue. We're against the policies. We're against the ideas. We're against these wars. We're against gun control, victim disarmament. I am against everything the New World Order is for, which is all against the Bill of Rights and Constitution. I'm for the Bill of Rights and Constitution. They're against it. Therefore, I'm against them on all issues. And then they want to sidetrack you from waking people up about government-sponsored terror and waking people up about GMO foods and how deadly they are and waking people up about the fact there's no law, you got to take vaccines, or the media saying homeschooling's illegal when there's millions of homeschoolers and it's not illegal. All these hoaxes they run. Instead of us coming together on real concrete things that we, in every poll, 90, 95, 99% of people don't want the North American Union. So we should come together and say no. 98% of Texans don't want the Trans-Texas NAFTA highway. So they claim they're getting rid of it, but then they say, oh, we're actually breaking it up into multi-parts. So we come back and we fight them on that deception. We sue them. We remove them. We expose them. We remove them from office. We know the electronic voting machines are fraud-ridden and stealing elections, so we expose those. We have petitions signed for a paper ballot vote to remove them. We get aggressive. We go out and we say no to the Patriot Act, no to the police state, no to secret arrest. We point out how the public's being conditioned to accept troops on the streets of America. Another example of this groupism and how they use tribalism, balkanization to divide and conquer us is Obama. All over Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, on the comments under the stories, people come in, and most of them are probably shills, and they'll say, you just don't like Obama because you don't like black people. No, I'm against forced conscription and a new national draft for the military, 18 to 24, on record, on the Obama website, and from his chief of staff. No, I am against open borders, because the globalists are for it. And then we can go through the reasons. Deindustrialization, bankrupting the states, welfare systems and medical systems, so the feds have to come in. Again, they wreck everything so they can then come in as the saviors. That's the system they use over and over again. It's just so utterly mindless what's going on. You know, all the liberals want to prove that they like black people and aren't racist because they have all this guilt the media's taught them. And so then they all pile on and go, I don't care what Obama says or does. I love him because I've proven I voted for him and I'm proven that I'm not racist. And then black folks are like, man, he's a brother from another mother, and this is such a great thing, and it gives us this pride, and there's that real pride there, and you wish it could be something good, but it's a lie and a fraud. The first thing he says he's going to do is double the funding for forced abortions in China. And that's not Alex Jones. The Huffington Post, of all places, came out with an article 2 weeks ago and admitted eugenics and admitted the UN's doing. And meanwhile, Pat Robertson saying China's forced abortions and infanticide is what they've got to do. And then you got the liberals over here saying it's bad. I mean, I'm now anti-black because I don't want people being sterilized or forced abortions in Africa, or I'm anti-Chinese because I don't want dead Chinese babies. How does that work? See, but it's all like, hey, I'm black. He says, look, I'm black. The media says, look, he's black. It's change. There's no change. You know, a black cop can beat you down, whether you're black or white, and take you to a prison cell and claim you attacked him and set you up if it wasn't on camera. Just as much as a white cop can shoot a black guy right in the back. And then hope nobody got video of it and confiscate the video and try to lie about it, and then he got caught. Tyranny can come under any skin color. And let me tell you something, folks. It's coming under Barack Obama. All right, let's accelerate through your calls. Mark in Oregon, you're on the air.
Alex. Good morning, sir. Alex. And welcome back, and it's great to have you back.
Thank you, sir.
Alex, I hope you had a great vacation. You sound like you have as much energy or more than you've ever had, if that's possible.
It rested
great.
My voice.
Fantastic. Well, I think it rejuvenated you maybe a little bit, from all this hard work you've been doing for the last 13 years or so. Actually, Alex, I wanted to make a quick comment just on what the British gentleman had mentioned in his call, and then I had 2 quick pieces of factual information to pass on to you. The British gentleman was talking about the whole goal, if I understood him correctly, of the Illuminati agenda and its current last stage of its known agenda, as most all of us, even lower-level Illuminists, are aware of, to bring the world into this consolidated one-world government, is actually the same as saying they're bringing in the rule of the Antichrist, as far as their view of it goes.
Why do you say us low-level Illuminists?
Well, I think their lower-level workers aren't privy to actually...
But why did you say... you said as if we were their workers.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Well, no, actually, they consider... When you talk to Illuminists, they consider those of us that are awake as on the light side of the Illuminists. See, that's how they claim they control all. And it's this balance between light and dark. It was funny you said that. I say no to that title, but they say, don't you know you're part of the Illuminati too? You're just on a different path. And then they believe in all this weird balance. They kill 1 million kids, it's beautiful. If they save 1 million kids, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They claim that anybody that's actually aware and knows what's going on in the universe and who wants to know and who is into knowledge, which they say is the real wealth, they claim that you're an Illuminist.
Well, I wouldn't consider myself to be an Illuminist unless I believed on Lucifer as Almighty God of creation.
Exactly.
Like they do.
In fact, pull up that Mason. I want to play that video on screen. Mason says he loves Lucifer. Pull that up on YouTube. We're going to play that. Go ahead.
But it certainly does give, I think, a very accurate picture of what the end or the goal of the end game stage here is, and that is to bring in the Antichrist, to put it in the most succinct word formation possible.
And any way you cut it, even if you're an atheist, it doesn't matter. The world leaders believe in the Kabbalah, the Babylon mystery religions, the occult, Luciferianism. That's their main religion. It's on record. They're on record. And then they are manifesting it. So even if you don't believe it's really real, they are manifesting it and making it real through their actions. I appreciate your call. Mr. X in Texas, thanks for holding.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
If I could just have a couple minutes of your time. Thank you for having me. I know I sound young. I'm 26. I'm risking my life coming forward. I was given the CIA operative codename Mastermind